talking a little bit about the air support that they're getting. Back to the book. Chief Warrant Officer Hank Ainsworth had been overhead in the 2nd Battalion command chopper all day. And here's what he says. I was overhead when the fight started and orbited overhead till late that night. I was on a freak talking to Major Frank Henry. Later that evening, he called me. Henry said, we have critically wounded down here. If we don't get them out, they're going to die. I called medevac and they came out, made a pass, drew fire, and refused to land. Frank Henry knew exactly what to do about that situation. He told Hank Ainsworth to call the 229th Huey Slicks, the old reliables. Ainsworth notified the 229th pilots, told them that Elsie, Albany was hot, but that 2nd Battalion, 7th Cavalry had critically wounded men who would die if they were not evacuated. Says Ainsworth, the whole damn unit volunteered. I told them we only needed 2 ships. Despite Ainsworth's call for only 2 ships, 4 Huey Slicks lifted off from Camp Holloway Turkey Farm at 9:50 p.m. for the 40-minute flight to Albany. Captain Bob Stinnett was again in the lead, followed by Captain Bruce Thomas, Chief Warrant Officer Ken Faba, and Warrant Officer Robert Mason. And here's what Stinnett says. Normally the Huey pilots throttle back their engines as soon as they touch down to conserve fuel. Not tonight. Something told me not to do that, to keep the engine turning at a full flight's RPMs. They had told us the wounded were ambulatory. When we got in there, they were all stretcher cases. My crew chief and gunner had to get out and raise the seats so we could get all the stretchers in. Then all hell broke loose. Fire was coming in from everywhere. I immediately pulled pitched, and with the RPMs at flight, the ship instantly jumped 30 feet in the air and kept going up. We went so fast that the crew chief and gunner got left behind on the ground, and I didn't even know it. We just flat left them. We had the wounded inside. When we got back, we counted 30 holes in my machine. That was enough for me and my Huey. The lift of 3 that went in after me took in medical stuff and brought back more wounded and my crew. Major Frank Henry was on the flashlight at the time. Joel Soginis watched it with awe as the brave aviators risked everything for the wounded at Albany. I remember thinking they were the bravest pilots I had ever seen. They were sitting ducks, and I fully expected to see them shot down at any moment. They were guided in by Frank Henry. You could see the tracers. The aircraft didn't hesitate a bit. They landed, loaded, and were gone in seconds. So again, you see that's the American fighting spirit. Oh, we got a hot LZ where we're probably going to get shot down, but we've got wounded Americans on the ground. We're going to get them. Everyone in the unit volunteers. We only need 2 aircraft. Guess what? We're bringing 4.